In today's video, I'm going to share with you something that a Himalayan yogi taught me about manifestation. And it is such a key and fundamental part to being able to not only receive what it is that you want into your life, but to be able to sustain it, maintain it, hold it with ease in your life. So I'm going to share it with you in this video, and I believe that this is a piece that is like the missing piece for a lot of people when it comes to manifestation. So let me know at the end of the video if this was helpful for you. So a few years ago, I spent 30 days in India and had the privilege of spending time with and even interviewing Grandmaster Aksha, a Himalayan yogi. And I had the opportunity to ask him, what are the key traits of someone who's great at manifesting? And the one thing that blew my mind that he shared with me is actually the thing that's grounded in so much logic. So those of you who actually, you've got the logical side of your brain that also speaks up when you are doing all kinds of breathing and scripting and affirming and la la la. And there's that logical part of your brain that's like, okay, how is this connected to real life? And how will this change my real life reality? You'll be happy to know that there is so much logic grounded in what Grandmaster Aksha shared with me. And he said that in order to be able to receive and maintain what it is that you want, you need to be a container that has the capacity to receive and hold what you want. Okay, cool. I need to be a container, right? What, like a Tupperware, like a shoebox? No, more like a bucket. So imagine a bucket. It might be a big bucket, but it's currently filled with holes. You could have so much water pouring into that bucket, but if it's a leaky bucket with lots of holes, that water's going to go in and it's going to go out almost as quickly or just as quickly. And so often the version of you who you are right now, the version of ourselves that we are being right now might be a leaky bucket, and the version of us who does receive and does have and holds effortlessly the results that we want. The difference between who we are being right now and the version of ourselves that just has it with ease is that they don't have a leaky bucket anymore. So how do we fill the holes? How do we stop having a leaky bucket? What the heck does that even mean? What does it look like? It means, where do you currently have a gap in your knowledge or your skills or your setup right now or your habits that is causing you to be a leaky bucket? I'll give an example of money. Let's say you align your energy, you tap into the frequency of mega abundance, and money flows to you more easily than ever before. It happens, it can happen. It's how manifestation often works, right? So you've mastered it and money's flowing to you in abundance. Amazing. But if you haven't got the skills of what to do with that money when it comes in, if you've never learned how to manage your money, if you don't know how to grow your money, then that money can go as quickly as it comes. So this is incredibly logical. It's grounded in, mastering how to play the game of life. And sometimes what we need to do is work on our self-concept or work on our energy or focus on manifestation techniques. Other times, where is there a gap in my skills and abilities that is currently preventing me from not only receiving but sustaining what it is that I want? And sometimes when we have those gaps in our knowledge or our skills, it causes us to delay receiving it, to hold ourselves away from receiving it, because we actually don't feel like we have a strong enough setup or capacity to receive and sustain what we want. Another example related to money, something that was a hole in my bucket. Dear Liza, dear Liza. What even is that? It's just like a childhood nursery rhyme that popped into my head. Where is that from? Let me know if you've heard of There's a Hole in My Bucket, Dear Liza, and what country you grew up in to see where that nursery rhyme is from. Anyway, I digress. Getting back on track, I realized that one of the holes in my money bucket was I had many holes. One of my holes was I didn't know how to manage my money. And when I read The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind and I learned simple strategies that taught me how to manage the money that I did have, however little that money was, however small amounts I started off with, once I started to improve and master the way that I was taking care of the money that I did have from the skills I learned from that book, it changed my perception of myself. It changed my self-concept. I started to see myself differently as someone who, when receiving money, knows what to do with it, as someone who sees her money grow month on month, as someone who is on top of her finances. And when I changed how I saw myself, because I had filled that knowledge gap, that skill gap that was previously missing, then interestingly in the months that followed, so many different new streams of income came to me. And my existing stream of income grew as well. So it's like sometimes we try and create a plan and work really hard to get the money to come to us. Whereas maybe we need to be looking in a slightly different place and go, where is there a hole in my bucket? What is the skill I'm missing? What is the gap in my knowledge that's missing, that's currently causing me to feel some kind of fear in the back of my head, feeling like I wouldn't be able to handle it if it came? And when you fill that gap, master that skill, and therefore release the fear of the unknown because you would know you've got it covered, you can handle it now, then as if by magic, things can rush in so much more quickly and abundantly. Another example of this was when I was striving to reach a higher income level, but I identified that I had a fear of that success, and my fear was related to, what if I end up making a mistake with my taxes? What if I don't know how to do the taxes of those kinds of levels, and what if I get some kind of big unexpected tax bill? And so it would keep me up at night. I would get these anxious moments where I would worry about the worst case scenario of my dream outcome. And the solution to that, I needed to fill that leaky hole in the bucket. The solution to that, I realized, was actually simple. It involved me asking for help, not trying to brave it valiantly and do it all alone. And I quite simply booked in a 60-minute call with a tax expert, with a tax advisor, and I could just offload and dump on them all of my questions, all of my worries, all of my concerns, all of those things, those fears that would keep me up at night. And I didn't have to be the expert. I let them be the expert, and I was the student, and they one by one answered every single one of my questions, helped me to get clear and feel calm and comfortable and confident and safe around those things. I no longer had these big unknowns, and instead I had clarity. Let me know if you can relate to this, because it happens so often. So often there is an unknown that we worry about, and yet we almost feel too scared to just face it and look for the solution. But as soon as you ask the right questions, get in front of somebody who knows the answer, and get clarity on this big unknown that's been in your head, the fear melts away. You've closed that gap in your leaky bucket because you now know what to do. You now have gained that information, that knowledge, that skill that you previously didn't have. And bit by bit, your bucket is becoming not leaky. And in turn, you are expanding your capacity to be able not only to receive it, to feel safe to receive it, but also to be able to sustain it with ease. So your journal prompt today is, what's one small action I can take today to prepare myself to have what I want? And then the most important part is go for it. Take action on that. Take action on the answer that comes to you today. Even if it seems tiny or even inconsequential or baby step, you're also signaling to your subconscious mind you're ready, that things are changing, that you are preparing yourself for this inevitable new level of success that's on the horizon for you. And finally, to get the most out of this video, go to the comment section now and complete this sentence. I'm preparing to receive what I want by, and finish that sentence. I can't wait to read your comments. Well done. Let me know if this manifestation video that's grounded in the 3D world was valuable to you. If you enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, make sure to hit the subscribe button and ring my bell so that you never miss another video. Until next time, bye.